It is so great to share this live stream moment with you. We have some big announcements today for AAA Summit. That's in November. It's our live stream event. Obviously, during the COVID crisis, all conventions have been closed down. And so we are reinventing ourselves. We had a great reinvention with the Digital Marketing Strategies Conference in June. Rave reviews from both our sponsors and the dealers. And I wanted to give you some updates because we're planning now for the event details in November. As you know, doing a live stream event has some challenges and, we have to reinvent ourselves to think how to keep people engaged. And so we want to talk about some of those announcements. Before I get into the AAA Summit announcements, let me give you a few reminders. And those of you who are watching on the live stream, why don't you say hello and give me just city, state. Where are you watching the live stream from? Love to get that feedback from you. And if you are at the DMSE conference, share your experience. It would be great for people to see just how many people love that virtual conference experience while we wait for the time where we can get back together. This September, on September 10th, the Automotive Marketing Bootcamp for Fixed Ops will be a one-day live stream event. And this conference is going to be focused exclusively on content for fixed ops. We're going to be talking about the marketing strategies that includes social media, paid search, Google My Business, and SEO. We're going to be talking about how to really upgrade your service specials pages to get more engagement. We're going to be talking about communication strategies in the service drive and to increase retention. We have a lot of really great ideas to share with you. And if you haven't registered for the Automotive Marketing Bootcamp for Fixed Ops, just go to brianpash.com and click on the Events tab. If you have any questions, of course, you can always send me an email. I'm also really excited that in September, on September 1st, my 9th book for automotive industry will be released. In September, we're going to have a number of book release parties, and I really am looking forward to sharing the content of that book. You know, 2 years ago, Thomas Gage and I wrote a book called Just Faster, and it was about digital retailing. It's the first comprehensive book 2 years ago that was written about the changes that needed to be addressed in order to make automotive retail faster, easier, mostly online to save consumers time so they could do more of the fun things. Well, 2 years later, I'm so happy to release this book because since Thomas and I wrote the book, so much has changed and COVID has accelerated like 10 years of change in 6 months. So the book is on sale now. My publisher copies are coming this Friday. So anybody who has pre-ordered the book, you will start to see next week they'll go out. And I am so excited because I made this a spiral bound book so you can use it as a workbook to really sit down with your team and implement some of the best of the digital retailing strategies that we've learned. I want to thank all the dealers who've contributed their content. I want to thank all the vendors who've contributed their data and content for the book as well. And since this live stream is about the AAA Summit, I just want to remind you about one thing that's coming quickly to a close. I have a popular automotive course, Google Analytics for Automotive Industry. It costs $5.99. If you purchase your ticket, remember the tickets for the conference are only $2.95. If you purchase a ticket for the AAA Summit in August, I'm going to give you my online course to build the skills that your dealership needs to succeed in a digital age. So I'm asking you to commit to an amazing educational experience in November. And between now and then, I'm giving you access to the best-selling automotive analytics course that I know of. And well, it's the most comprehensive and it's been updated with the latest changes in Google Analytics, but it's only good until the 31st. So what are you waiting for? Make sure you get your tickets. Now, let's go to the announcements. And then, of course, Carrie's helping me with a live stream, and she could read some of the questions. If you have a question about anything we talk about, we will address them right here in the live stream. So let's first say that we're really pleased to announce that the AAA Summit will be the first international live stream event. We are going to be live streaming from Italy, Holland, and the United States. And we're already talking with 2 other countries to be included in the first Automotive International Live Stream Educational Conference. We're super excited about that. So in Italy, we're working with our partners at the Academy to build in-language courses and to translate some of the courses that we're going to be doing here in the US. The best of all, many of the automotive executives in Italy, in Holland, and Belgium do speak English, so they'll be able to listen in and participate in the English language workshops and keynotes, plus have their own in-language content with in-market examples. In Holland, our great friend Paul de Vries is going to be leading up the educational content. So not only are we bringing value to the dealers here in the United States, but we're expanding the reach of the Automotive Analytics and Attribution Summit worldwide. Now, I want to talk to you about 4 things that are new for this year. We're going to have 3 face-off sections in the conference. Now, when I talk about a face-off, you may think a competition. It's not meant to be a competition. It's meant to enhance the dealer's ability to separate truth from fiction, to find a vendor partner that is aligned with their business vision and objectives. These face-offs are going to allow the vendors who are participating in the conference to showcase their thoughts, their technology, their data, and their dealer success stories in a very concise way. These 3 face-offs are going to give dealers tremendous value because in one place, they're going to be able to shop for 3 important critical elements for their business. The first face-off is going to be on the conversational commerce aspects of web design and merchandising. That's right. We've been talking for 2 years that dealers' websites have to be reimagined to reduce the number of forms, to move CTA buttons to conversations, and we're going to have a face-off. 5 or 6 different companies will be given a 15-minute block to show how they've changed their website design to be more engaging, how they are helping dealers staff their virtual showroom, their website, and what has been the changes in engagement, conversion, and sales. This will be head-to-head, 15 minutes for each company showcasing their websites and how they're moving to a more engaged conversational commerce strategy, and what does that mean for the dealer's bottom line. The second face-off, and this is going to be a great one, is on marketing automation. There are dozens of companies calling up dealers saying that they have omni-channel, integrated, smart data, anonymous data, dealer data, all integrated in an omni-channel marketing strategy. The truth of the matter is dealers have very little skills or ability to hold these vendors accountable to their claims. So again, in the marketing automation face-off, each company will be given a 15-minute block, which will talk about who they are, what their platform does, how does it work, what does the reporting look like, and what are some of the dealer success stories. 15 minutes back to back to back. Guess what? After each face-off pre-record is played, then we're going to go live to allow dealers to ask questions in each face-off. In November, we're innovating the virtual conference with live dial-in. That's right. So dealers can chat or ask questions live, like a radio talk show. It's going to be an exciting time for dealers to really ask the hard questions of the companies who are out there marketing that they have solutions that are truly revolutionary and innovating. And so let's hold everyone together to have an active dialogue. Okay, what about the third face-off? And this will be very interesting. This will be a digital retailing KPI face-off. Dealers are rushing into or getting comfortable with digital retailing solutions. You can call it remote retailing. You just call about online retailing, virtual retailing, whatever you call it. OEMs and dealers are doing more of the transaction online. And yet, even though some dealers say that the majority of their transactions are happening in a traditional way, more and more, whether it's 20% or 30% or more of sales can be, if the dealer wants, completed completely online, and then, well, a few minutes in the dealership or delivery. The question is, which digital retailing platform is aligned with your business vision, and how do you know what metrics, what key performance indicators should be used in measuring success? So again, we're going to ask the top digital retailing companies to do a presentation. And here's the challenge. What are the key performance indicators that your platform should be judged by? What are the key performance indicators that you believe should be looked at in a hybrid world where transactions can be done online and transactions can be done in the store? We're going to see if those KPIs include a reduction in labor cost and how are you measuring that. I think two of the most amazing presentations at DMSC, one of them was from Gino Walsh from the Cavalli Group. They were really laser focused during COVID on creating a remote retailing experience that was a wow for customers. And they documented a 33% decrease in the cost to sell a car. And that included labor cost. Now that's music to any dealer's ear that their total cost to sell a car was reduced by 33%. Also, you should know that the gross on most digital retailing transactions is higher than normal. So add those two combinations together, higher gross, lower costs. But guess what? Many digital retailing platforms aren't measuring abandon rate. So they're throwing tools on the websites, it's being used, but what percentage of the consumers abandon? Shouldn't that be a KPI? What time savings is being measured? Shouldn't that be a KPI? Of course, PVR is always important, but it's not the whole story of what a digital retailing strategy should look like. So in the third face-off, we're going to be asking the top digital retailing companies, same thing, 15 minutes. What is your vision for the future of automotive retail? What are the KPIs that you should be looking at, Mr. Dealer, to measure the success of a hybrid environment where cars can be sold online or in the dealership, or the majority online with a little time in the dealership? Whatever the model is, we're going to hear how their technology is being used, how they're measuring success, and why are we doing that? To allow dealers to see which products are aligned with their vision for retail and which products truly will be a blessing and a benefit to their business as they lean in. If you listened to the J.D. Powers presentation at DMSC, J.D. Powers found that still the vast majority of dealers are not leaning in and investing in digital retailing. And some of the reasons is because they believe that they're just making too much money just the old way that they've always sold cars. Obviously, COVID woke a lot of people up and forced a lot of people to change. But according to J.D. Powers, the majority of our automotive retail industry still has to transform. I'm hoping that this face-off will actually start to surface the KPIs and the data that will excite more dealers to engage in remote retailing or virtual retailing strategies, because we're going to be talking about the measurements for success. The Automotive Analytics and Attribution Summit is focused on data stories, data strategies, the ways in which we can measure an increase in sales and lowering our costs. We have 2 full days of the conference, which will be workshops and keynotes and panels. And then dealers who purchase a premium ticket can have a 3rd day of hands-on training where we do a lot of really specialty workshops, hand by hand, teaching dealers some of the skills they need, especially on the technical side of the business. This is an amazing virtual conference, and we're expanding it internationally, and we're doing live call-in, and we're going to be, well, introducing some breakthrough technologies to keep people engaged while they're in the session. See, one of the problems, if you've been a student of virtual conferences, and I was talking to Joe Gillespie, the CEO of Dealer eProcess the other day, because he's participated in some, and here's what he said: Brian, when you're at a virtual conference, you have a screen open, but there's 4 other screens or windows, and you're getting calls on your cell phone, and your phone's ringing, and people are walking into your office. It's really tough to stay focused in a virtual conference. And of course it is. But there are ways in which to keep engagement strong, and we're going to be introducing them in the AAA Summit in November. We're not going to give all our secrets away, well, because we want to have a competitive edge in creating the best educational experience. But I will tell you this, with the new technology and with the engagement strategy we have in mind, this is going to be a win-win both for the vendor community and the dealer community. Dealers who want to take advantage of group ticket pricing, that will be 5 tickets or more, you should just reach out to Carrie at pcgcompanies.com. And especially because we have this special Google Analytics promotion running until August 31st. There's absolutely no reason in a multi-store group where you shouldn't be purchasing tickets for each store, so each store can have a license for the Google Analytics online training and certification. So what questions do you have? We are super excited about our November conference. There's some ability in the chat box there to ask questions. Do you like what you hear? Give me some feedback, because we really want the AAA Summit to be a wow. Remember, it's international this year, live streaming from 3 countries. We're going to have 3 primary face-offs, which would be the website conversational commerce engagement face-off. We're going to have the marketing automation challenge and the digital retailing KPI and metrics challenge. This is super important because these are 3 areas of the business that are so aligned with automotive analytics and attribution, right? The marketing, driving traffic to the website. How do we know if the engagement on our website is competitive? And then when we put tools on our websites, what are the KPIs we should be using in this hybrid selling environment? 3 powerful face-offs, the foundation blocks for the Automotive Analytics and Attribution Summit. Of course, we're going to be talking about a lot of more other topics, and we'll be announcing the official speaking and workshop schedule in the first week in September. So I'm just going to ask Carrie. Carrie, were there any questions or comments in the live stream that, well, we should address at this time?
Not at this time.
Wow, people are just listening. Well, give me some feedback.
I have one question.
Okay, go ahead.
Is CRM included in the face-off in one of them?
Great. For this conference, we are not going to do a CRM face-off unless dealers tell us there is an updated demand to see a more face-off on how CRM technology has evolved to show the integration of digital retailing and online engagement. Now, we've seen a number of breakthroughs over the last year or 2. Todd Smith has put together a lot of really cool tech. Obviously, we know Steve Ressler and their platform have done some amazing things. But over the last year, there's been some significant updates in eLeads and VIN solutions. So maybe we should consider it. I just need to get some feedback from the dealers, because we need to understand that it fits in the theme of the conference this year. So great question, and obviously we're open to change. Carrie, any other comments or questions?
Yeah, there's one other one.
Grow.
In the past, we've had specialized workshops for vendors to demonstrate their products and their services, specifically product service workshops.
Yes.
Are these face-offs more or less replacing those so that the vendors have a chance to sell and give dealers an idea of what they're about? Or in addition to, will we also be doing those workshops?
Okay, great question. If you remember the AutoCon conference that Carrie and I presented with our friend Ralph Paglia, we had a technology showcase section of the conference where people could go in and get just direct demos. It allowed the vendors and dealers who really wanted to connect and shop to do that. So let me respond to your question, because we were talking about how to do these tech showcases as part of AAA Summit. The face-offs are meant to provide a clear head-to-head 15-minute time limit, pre-recorded zip reel of this is what we do, this is how we do it, this is how we measure, and this is some of our client examples. Each company will be given the same outline to follow, so that the dealers who are thinking of digital retailing tools, dealers who are thinking of market automation tools, or dealers who are thinking about, hey, is my website truly up to date with all the latest strategies, will have fair comparisons. Okay, but there's a limited number of time and slots. So obviously 4 or 5 marketing automation companies, that's it. There could be 8 companies at the show that could fall in there. We just don't have a block of time that can be that long. So yes, during the AAA Summit, we are going to have time for what we're going to call the technology showcase. It's going to be part of the main schedule, where people can go into the session rooms and get demonstrations of products, like the latest product demonstration from all of the sponsors of the show. Instead of just doing the exhibit hall, which we're trying to perfect, we realized that getting people into the exhibit hall without a schedule was a challenge. So we're bringing the technology showcase each day. We're going to have blocks of time where the sponsors will have the ability to get that hour in to actually present their products and do Q&A. It will be part of the formal schedule, so that if a dealer goes into that session, they absolutely know that that person is going to be bragging about their products and telling how great it is, and the dealers can ask questions. We believe in that level of transparency. The other workshops, the panels, the keynotes will not be salesy. It will actually be designed to be educational, informational, to challenge our industry to change. So that's a really great question, and I'm glad somebody remembered the technology showcases that we did at AutoCon. Any other questions, Carrie, from the live stream?
No, Sean Seltzer just says he remembers AutoCon. Throwback.
Come on, Sean Seltzer, recently married, soon to be a father. Come on, AutoCon in Vegas. And you know, it's interesting. I received a text the other day from Stan Scher, and I haven't heard from Stan in years. And he had his AutoCon shirt on, and he sent a text to Chris Saraceno, Ralph, and myself, just saying, wow, I think it was like 7 years ago, AutoCon was. And wow, time really flies. You know, Carrie and I have loved hosting conferences over the years, and we want to really provide the best education for dealers. And I'm going to close on one thing. For the last 15 years, you know, I've been writing books. We've been doing regional workshops. We do our 2 major conferences a year. I've traveled around teaching dealers. And this fall, I'm going to be unveiling a new subscription-based platform for all of my content to make it more affordable for dealership managers and dealer leaders to have access to premium and exclusive content in a subscription-based model with our own app, so that each week dealers will be able to have exclusive content, coaching, participate in lunch and learns, have access to the complete PCG training library. This is going to be a breakthrough because, as you know, I write a lot of content, and sometimes people don't see it because maybe they're not following me on LinkedIn or they miss something on Facebook. Inside of this community, they will be able to get notifications when a new video is loaded or when a new article is posted, and to participate in live events. So this fall, be prepared for a brand new learning and education environment outside of our conferences that will really make it easier for dealers to have consistent, cutting edge, exclusive, and a competitive edge in our community on a subscription basis. So we're really excited about that. So thanks so much for your time. we are so excited for AAA Summit in November. And next year, just so you know, we are already booking the dates for the live DMSC conference in Napa. And we already have the dates booked for 2021 AAA Summit in Florida, in Palm Beach. So we will always have our live events. In the future, they'll just be hybrid, so people can come live, and we'll also be live streaming. So we're never going back to just a live event without live stream, because we can reach 4, 5, even 10 times more managers through a hybrid event. Just like dealers are finding out that they can reach more people in a hybrid selling environment where they can offer people as much as they want to do online, or come into the dealership, or never come into the dealership. I think we're all over that now, that it's okay to sell a car the way in which the consumer wants to be sold. So if you haven't purchased your ticket for AAA Summit, remember, do it in August and you'll get the $599 Automotive Analytics Certification course. If you're a vendor, if you work to provide services and technology for dealers, contact Carrie for a sponsorship. We have the perspectives. There's just 3 simple sponsorship levels. You can email her at carrie@pcgcompanies.com, and she will send you the prospectus. But you want to be one of the companies involved in this great event, whether it's presenting a keynote, participating in a panel, participating in the face-offs, providing hands-on workshops. There's something for everyone. And well, that's why we're so excited about the innovations we're going to bring to the virtual live stream conference world for automotive. So without further ado, thank you so much for your time. And please share this recording. It will stay online on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and LinkedIn for a number of days. Please share it with your colleagues, and I'll see you soon online, either in September at the boot camp or November 16th for the AAA Summit.